Hello, Internet, and welcome to Fairy Tale 303. Oof. When we last left our heroes, Gajeel and Levy were, fighting Bloodman. And Levy said that she was fine with the Bane particles because she had a mask over her mouth, but it turns out it didn't matter because Bane particles go through skin. So now she ain't doing too hot, and the only way to save her is to get rid of Bloodman. So yeah, before we jump into the episode itself, just a reminder, I have my Spring 2019 anime reviews in the straw poll down below, in the description down below, is what I meant to say. That'll be closing on April 15th. That's a week from Monday. So fill that out. Let me know what you want to see me covering this season. Anyway, on to the video itself. So, I love that Gajeel's feelings of inadequacy range from, like, the logical... this is that first scene, before he starts fighting Bloodman, post-opening. The logical, like, oh, Natsu and Wendy and Sting and Rogue all got Dragon Force before me. It's like the completely mundane, he's the last one to get a cat. To things that are actually bad for him. Like, he feels really bad that he got motion sick later than the rest of the Dragon Slayers. Because it kind of shows us a window into Gajeel, post-joining Fairy Tail. He's not just about getting strong. It kind of shows that all through it he wants to belong, and these things like having a cat, like Dragon Force, like motion sickness, are part of what makes Dragon Slayers, and I think he's always felt kind of separated when he did not have those. I don't think that's quite the same with his Dragon Force, because this is actually the first time he uses Dragon Force in this fight. But with the cat and the motion sickness, I think definitely that's a lot of what it is. The feeling that, like, if he doesn't have those, is he a real Dragon Slayer? Which, of course, he is. But that's all leaves him, because protecting the girl I fell for is all I care about now. Y'all, my Gale loving heart. God, Gale has one of the worst starts of any ship in all of Fairy Tail, but damn it, it's the best. I love these two kids so much. Alright, they deserve the world, and not what they get this episode. We will talk about that in like a hot sec. First, Gajeel, like, becomes a giant, like, clump of Bane particles. He describes himself at the end of the fight. By ingesting the Bane particles to finally go Dragon Force with the Bane particles. So he can finally, like, hit Bloodman. Which is great. Just, Bane particle Gajeel. And, like, he looks so fucking cool. But I'm trying to not talk about the moment that we'll get to in a little bit. Also, before we get to that moment, manga readers, shut up, alright? I know I'm gonna be saying some things in this video. I should have said this at the very beginning as a disclaimer, but anyway, doing it now because ADD, y'all know. This video is talking about the episode's content itself, alright? Knowledge of what comes in the manga, don't talk about it. That's generally been a rule for all of my Fairy Tail videos, and all of my Boruto videos, and all the things where, that are based on a manga. But this is an episode that especially needs that. Okay? Absolutely don't talk about anything that's happened in the manga. This video will be singing this episode's praises. And don't worry about what comes after. I'll talk about that when that comes after. Anyway. So I will say that Bloodman goes pretty fast for my taste, which has been a recurring theme this season. Even the fight against Demaria, which has been the season's best, that went pretty fast too, but especially like Jacob and Wall and Nineheart, snap, snap, snap. But it's all worth it. For that moment where Gajeel thinks he's won. He looks back at Levy and he's in such peace. I did it. I saved Levy. And then Bloodman's tendrils grab him, and he's dragged into the underworld. I will comment, this is a really minor thing, the choice to make Bloodman's tentacles white kind of confuses me, just because it seems like it'd be more fitting to go with the kind of blacks and purples that that Bloodman has kind of been represented by before, instead of all of a sudden the whites and light purples. The purples kind of stay the same, let's be honest. But it just feels not quite fitting with the Bloodman we've seen so far. Anyway, Levy goes to chase Gajeel as he's being dragged to the underworld, and she throws off her coat, and we find out this girl is wearing a tank top that just has iron written on it, because she's so not in love with Gajeel. Holy shit. I mean, the show kind of leaves it vague how much of their relationship is open to the rest of Fairy Tail by this point. The audience is well aware. They're together, they're sleeping in the same bed, you know, if they're not, you know, regularly fucking. But, like, she's straight up wearing a tank top with iron on it. Y'all, my Gale loving heart. But before Levy can throw herself into the underworld with Gajeel, Gajeel metals her, handcuffs her to a rock, right? And just the parallels of that moment. This is kind of the one thing the show does not kind of beat over the head. In its look how far these two have come. But, like, Gajeel and Levy's first interaction was Gajeel crucifying Levy and the rest of Team Shadowgear to the tree to start the war with Fairy Tail. Way back in Phantom Lord. In, like, episode 21 or something, right? And now, his final moment with Levy is putting her in the same position. This time, not to hurt her, as told by the fact that she's not crucified, she's just cuffed. But specifically to protect her. Y'all! Gajeel! This relationship is the best relationship in Fairy Tail. Hands down. It is Fairy Tail's Roy Riza, except with more death. Let's be honest. Also, we got a quick showcase for how much Levy's grown. And just, like, how quickly she escapes. You know, like, she could not do anything when Gajeel crucified her in Phantom Lord. And here, she's freed in, like, 5 seconds. She, like, makes a solid script sword and, like, keeps running. But then Lily does the first thing he's done all arc. I love this whole scene. But it just kind of reminds me, Lily has done nothing in this season. And I'm still bitter, okay? Let Lily do things again. Anyway, then Gajeel lets go and rip my heart out as he just reflects on, like, just how far he's come since his time in Phantom Lord, and how he never really cared about his future, and then he met Levy, and now all he cares about is the future, and we still fucking kids with him and Levy, and wow. But he can't have it anymore, damn it, because he's going to fucking hell! Y'all! And then he fucking dies! And the underworld closes and he poofs away! And then the show can't even stop there! It has to keep ripping my heart out by having Levy give us a whole damn retrospective of their whole relationship! Like, let me have my peace, Mashima. It's what I deserve. It is what I deserve. To not have to just weep at the screen tonight, okay? Okay? And that's almost the end we get. We get one more shot with them when Universe 1 happens. Talk about it in a hot sec. But anyway, meanwhile, in a happier part of the world, Brandish gets August to agree to at least talk with Fairy Tail. He's not willing to, like, end the war, but he's like, alright, if Brandish trusts y'all, I'll hear y'all out. Or he would have, before Mest fucked everything up. Like Mest. Mest, what are you doing? Actually, okay, honestly, I understand where Mest was coming from, and why he believed he had to do what he did. You know, to him, this is the one chance they had to stop August. But God, did it not work? God, did he ruin everything? You know, he brainwashed Brandish into killing August, into trying to kill August. She fails. But yeah. It does, I will say, there's this great moment as Brandish stares on in shock, and August comments, that's just how these people do things. And, like, at that moment, he's right, you know? It gives us this very interesting occurrence where the villain gets to comment on how unscrupulous the heroes are, and we just have no choice but to agree with him. Like, he's right. That's exactly, like, Mess played dirty. Mess has always kind of played dirty, let's be honest. And then he fucking, like, does this gigantic, like, lava pillar, and that's all we see of that plot line. Not gonna die, of course. He's the main character. Neither will Lucy. Neither will Happy. Mest is with them, so he's safe for now. Any other time, Mest might have died, but not right now. Anyway. Meanwhile, back at Fairy Tail, Kana finally casts Fairy Glitter after, like, 4 episodes, destroying Mavis's projection and reviving the real thing. And, like, I swear, that Fairy Glitter lasted longer than a fucking DBZ attack, okay? I get that was, like, the emotional trauma of having to kill Mavis, but anyway. Meanwhile, Irene and Acnologia have an utterly explosive battle, giving us our first real glimpse at how strong Irene is. You know, she goes toe-to-toe with Acnologia. She pushes Acnologia back several meters. She does a lot of damage to him. Or not damage, but at least a lot of, like, force to Acnologia. He's fine. Acnologia is fine right now. And the episode ends with Irene using her absurdly over-the-top spell, Universe 1, which we don't see. Zara refers to it as the world restructuring spell. We don't see exactly what that means in this episode, but we will. Don't worry. Next week is only episode away. And yeah. So, this episode was great. Gajeel's scene was great. Some of the best material in the arc so far. Like, if you didn't at least, like, tear up at that moment, stop lying to yourself and learn to feel, okay? Like, I was a wreck. I was a wreck at Gajeel's death. Especially if you're an anime only and you have not seen this material before, holy shit, fucking weep, okay? Then the rest of the material was no slouch either. You know, Mess douchebaggery was on full display. Even if his actions do make more sense than the narrative gives him credit for, he still screwed everyone over. And Irene is strong enough to go toe-to-toe with Acnologia. Fucking Acnologia! You know, I've said it once, and I'll say it 1,000 times. Mashima knows how to build up a villain, okay? That is his greatest strength as a writer, and Alvarez, we see it on full display. Irene, we see it even more on full display. It is so... Irene is built up so well. Yeah. Next time, everyone has to deal with the changing world. So I'm going to leave this video off here. Hope you all enjoyed the episode and the video itself. If you did, feel free to drop me a like, or subscribe, or build that straw poll down below, or cry for Gajeel, or don't post spoilers. Y'all know. And as always, people, keep kicking ass, and I'll see you in the future. Bye!